Once was a land of woe and strife, where the people were bereft of hope. They prayed to their gods of might and light to deliver the heroes of old. Instead they got heroes. Did you hear the quotes in my voice of moral ambiguity? They may help or may not help you at all, depends on what's in it for them. They kick and they punch and they maul and they smash, they lie and they scheme and they burn and they slash. Succeed or fail, it adds to the tale. Dungeons and Debacle starts now.
Hello and welcome to this episode of the Dungeons and Debacles podcast. I am your host and dungeon master, Kevin. Going around the table, Hannah.
I'm Hannah, and I'll be playing Talia, the human rogue.
And John.
I play Alunodas, Elven monk, ass kicker, puncher.
Ass puncher was my nickname in college. And Shane.
That's playing Alexander, the human bard.
And Blake.
I'm Blake, and I'll be playing Juliet, the Dragonborn eldritch knight / wizard.
And Anna.
Hi, I'm Anna, and I'm going to be playing Vic'ala Alean'mtor, a Paladin Drow today. That's also very tired for some reason. In her voice.
As after that hag fight, you would be tired. Speaking of which...
Awesome.
The last time on Dungeons and Debacles podcast, you guys found yourselves in the lair of three hags. After they deceived you to bring you back to their lair with a story saying that they were three elven maids, which they were disguised as, searching for their lost brother who had ventured into the Feywild for his adulthood ritual. After some arguing back and forth and a little horseplay between them and Vic, they decided to drop the ruse and attack you. After a fight, you were able to kill the three, and you find yourselves in their lair. I believe you're taking a long rest right now.
Yep.
So, while you're in that long rest, you start searching through this bag of holding that you found on this elven wizard by the pool outside of the Fey Shrine, where you'd found his bag of holding, and you've started to dig through it. You've started making guesses of what could be in this bag and reaching in, trying to pull them out, largely with not a lot of success. But over the course of a couple hours here, as you're taking your long rest, and those of you who are on your watch shift, you're going through just trying to pull stuff out. And what you're going to find is, Juliet, you had found a spell book. And
I do remember that.
As you look through the spells here, you are going to find, and this is all in the link to the inventory that I've put in chat. It's all the way over to the right of the bag of holding. So in that spell book, you're going to find the spells Identify, Grease, Burning Hands, Absorb Elements, Alter Self, Knock, Locate Object, Melf's Minute Meteors, and Water Breathing.
Alright, cool.
So, knowing these spells and looking at what the components are, you reach into the bag and try to find these components. And you're going to find a pearl worth 100 gold pieces and an owl feather.
Okay.
That is the components for Identify. You're going to find a little like leather sack that has butter inside of it, and you would know that that is a component for Grease. You're also going to find a forked twig that you know is the component for Locate Object. And then you're going to find a bead of niter, sulfur, and pine tar, which is a component for Melf's Minute Meteors. You'll find a piece of straw that is a component for water breathing as well. So throughout the night as you're searching, through this and making guesses, you're going to find a robe, a shirt, and some underclothes, and some leather boots that appear to be spares that this elf was traveling with. There doesn't appear to be anything magical about them, but they're pretty fine. The robe's made out of cotton. It is this bluish color, like a dark blue, that has some small silver embroidery around the cuffs. The shirt is green and appears to be made out of silk. Underclothes are unremarkable, but there are a fine pair of dark brown leather boots. You reach in looking for food, and you're going to find some moldy bread, a rotten apple, and some dried meat. You reach in looking for platinum, gold, silver, gems, whatever. You're going to find 4 platinum pieces, 22 gold, 7 silver pieces, and a zircon gem worth 50 gold pieces. You try to look in for some sort of like more spell books or some books or journals, and you'll find a book called the Tome of Farces. And after reading that for a while, you figure out that this is basically like a fiction comedy book, just for pleasure reading. And then you're going to find a knife, fork, spoon, plate, kettle, and a pot that appear to be...
That is the worst spork I've ever heard of.
That just appears to be his travel dinnerware he was keeping with him. And that's all you find.
All right.
Can I roll HP dice?
You're taking a long rest, so you don't have to. You're going to get all your hit points and spells back.
Oh, okay.
So everyone adjust those accordingly.
I've given myself 50 4th level spell slots. Just heads up. I will be casting polymorph on every object possible.
Sweet.
You should come up with some kind of a feat where it's like mass polymorph.
Did you want to look at that ring that you found on the hag?
Yes, that is a great idea.
All right, so we'll just say that you cast Identify as a ritual, and this is a ring of disguise. It basically casts disguise self once per day.
That should go to someone who doesn't have disguise self, like, I don't know, Alunodas.
Yeah, Hemmet has really good acting skills.
I think it should go to Vic, because people don't like Drow.
Drows don't disguise themselves.
Okay, I'll take it.
You're front.
Oh, actually, no, it's disguise self at will. It's not once per day.
Nice.
Oh, wow. That's even better.
But the spell will end if the ring is removed.
What? That's bullshit.
I already have a free atones item anyway, so which are all pretty useful. And we could just keep it and use it when we want to, honestly.
Yeah, it does require attunement.
Okay.
And you get 3 attuned items, no matter what your level, that you can attune to at a time.
Question. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I mean, I was gonna say, if anybody might want to take that ring, it's probably a lizard, you know? Want to maybe disguise yourself as a drow.
Fair.
Oh.
Juliet can't cast that spell, though.
Yeah, I can cast it. I'm good, I think.
You
I can
haven't
also
done that yet? Wow, okay. I can take it.
I do have a question. Do I have enough time during our rest to cast Identify? Or you know what? No. Actually, I wouldn't, because I'd be resting. I don't think I can cast Identify during that time. But I was going to say, what if I was to identify the robe, shirt, underclothes, and boots? Would everybody be willing to spend... Actually, that's an awful long time. Never mind. We'll do it when we have time to rest.
Cast Detect Magic first.
Oh, you're a genius.
Quick question.
Yes.
There are no quick questions, only quick people.
Indeed. My throwing daggers, the ones I got from Spider Lady,
Yes.
did those require attunement? I cannot remember.
Those did require attunement.
They did not?
Did.
Okay. Because it wasn't... I normally put I'm attuned with whatever it is.
So those daggers and then the boots would be 2 attunement slots.
And then flame
I'm being
tongue.
generous and allowing those to be counted as 1 attuned item.
Oh, thank you. I super appreciate it, because I would be sad. Flame tongue is the last thing I have a question about.
Yes.
That requires attunement?
I assume so.
I don't think so.
I don't think most weapons require attunement. It's just a couple of them.
Yes, the flame tongue does require attunement.
Okay, so I have to make a decision if I can only attune to 3 things.
Yep.
Because I also have the Cloak with the Bat, which is not going anywhere, because, like,
Bat.
sneakiness is very important to rogue-iness.
The rogue penis?
Rogue-iness. You know what? I think that Flame Tongue can go to someone else.
That is a long sword, right? Or is it a short sword?
It's a short sword.
Oh, it's a short sword. All right. So somebody with high dexterity would be able to use it well. Alexander, do you already have a melee weapon that's good? Like, are you better at strength, or?
I'm pretty good at charisma. My dex and my strength is -1, and my dex is 2 modifier.
Okay. So I'm looking at your inventory. It looks like you have a longsword +1, which does extra damage to undead and lycanthropes. But a longsword uses strength for damage. What if we were to give you the flame tongue, which will do
Dexterity.
It'll use dexterity, so you can add that to damage and attack rolls. And someone take the longsword +1.
That sounds reasonable.
Okay. And then obviously you can still use your... Actually, come to think of it, you could now dual wield your dagger and your short sword. Just one of them won't get the attack bonus to damage. But, I mean, you get to dual wield. Now you can use your sword and your dagger.
That is reasonable. I'm trying to find
I am the bard of death.
Well, that's what Valor Bards are, man. College of Valor is pretty badass.
Yeah,
But you're a Lord Bar, right?
I am. So I get I'm pretty much a skill monkey with a bunch of spells.
Vic, what longsword do you have, if any? I think you have a longsword +2.
If I recall correctly, yes. I'm pretty sure I do have a +2.
Okay. Do you want an extra longsword to switch out in case we're going versus undead or lycanthropes, or can I take it?
You can take it, because if
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and switch to longsword, I'm gonna switch to a shield, boost up my AC to 22.
Alright, perfect.
So that with that and Shield of Faith, you could bump your AC up to 24, right?
No, 22. My AC is 18, although for some reason it says 20 for right now.
I equipped your shield when we were in the fight versus the hags.
But I don't have a shield.
Yes, you do. You start with one. It's in your inventory.
It is?
That's
But
the
I
only
get
way
a shield.
That's the only way I activated it. Like, I can't activate
When
it
did
on
I
the
pick
sheet
up a
without you having a
shield?
shield.
Holy shit,
Huh,
what
when
was
did I
this on
pick
my
up a
back the
shield?
whole time?
I guess.
What's that?
Holy shit, what was this on my back the whole time?
Shield. I was a turtle this whole time.
Like, oh man, I can't find my glasses. I'm running around, it's just on his forehead.
Oh, well.
I guess we're gonna have to retcon the last month or so of questing to include the shield's AC.
Well, she's been using the greatsword, so she can't use the shield with it.
Yeah,
We
just
would
that
assume
fight, I
that
decided
she
to
had the
use the
shield
longsword
on in
and
every combat.
What's that?
We're gonna assume that she had the shield on every combat.
But she can't use it with the greatsword. That's the problem.
And she didn't have a longsword until last fight.
Yeah, to like a session or two ago. Talia gave you one, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you got it in the Fey Ruins, or the Fey Shrine.
exchange of a skull.
All right, so you get all that done. Is there anything you want to do? Any discussions or conversations you need to have, or you just resting for the night and then heading out, or what?
I think we're just resting.
Yeah.
Like deep snoring, like super loud snoring, please.
God damn it.
Specifically
no.
near Juliet. Specifically near Juliet.
God damn it.
Juliet telling
already have to
everybody,
deal with-
how I told you so. I told you so.
On its own exhaustion.
Juliet is going to read that tome of farces, or at least start it. She's definitely into books.
Okay, so you start reading the first story, and it is a story about a man named Timothy, who was a peasant, and another man named Hector, who was a noble, that were both competing for the love of the same baker's daughter. Her name is Julie. And some of it's pretty funny. It's basically like a comedy of errors and mistaken identity.
Cool. That's one Juliet will have to remember. That's cool.
All right. So I guess you take your shifts, and the night's pretty uneventful. And by the end of Nifron's watch, the sun's coming up, and he goes through and starts waking everybody up. Sun's up. We should be leaving soon.
What do you mean the sun's up? We're still in the Feywild.
Oh yeah, that's right. Retcon all that. So by the end of his watch, he goes through and wakes everybody up. Says we should be moving soon.
Yeah, I'm tired of being in this Feywild.
Just 5 more minutes.
Please, Mom, stop with the spiders.
Alright. I guess we can be going.
So you throw together a quick breakfast, and you walk outside. Your horses are still there, tied to some branches outside the cave. You feed them and saddle up, and let's move back to the Feywild map.
Huzzah!
It's not wanting to move over.
That is not the Feywild.
That is Feydale.
Close.
There we go. It wasn't wanting to move the player flag all the way over for some reason.
Oh.
So I had to make a pit stop in Feydale.
That's how the realms work.
All right, so you are down here at number 11. There is your horse and cart. What do you want to do? Do you want to try to explore around here?
Is there a path, like right? Oh gosh, it's not pinging. Hold on. Nope, still not pinging. Hold on.
It did ping for a second.
Oh, did it? Like
Yeah,
right
That
here.
was me.
There it goes.
Okay, so you look around, and the only path you're seeing is the path that you came in on. You're seeing some trees to the south here that are pretty close together. You might be able to wiggle the cart through some of these, but if you scout ahead, you look back and walk back 100 feet back in these trees, and you're not seeing anything that's like a path. You think it'd be really hard to get a cart through here.
So we didn't pass another path, like right where the purple is pinging.
Time to get those animal handling checks up and running.
Okay.
So we'll say that you scout around this area. You take like an hour to do that, walking back 100 feet back into the trees all the way around this area, and you cross back over the path where you came in, and you're not really seeing a clear way through here. You think you could probably walk through here, but it would be hard to get the cart and the horses through.
I see what you're saying there. Sorry, the person drew on the map an arrow going from where we're at to like the giant pit, and then down the what looks like blighted path Which
Yeah,
would
we
be
were
a
there
good
before.
idea.
Yeah, it looked like a
Prospector Bill's hole.
Yeah, so that was where the ships had caused the crater, and this looks like a dry riverbed that runs from north to south, west.
I mean, personally, I have some unfinished business with some prospector.
What do you have to do to the prospector?
I want to trade.
His life for her satisfaction.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
What does that even mean?
think
What
that's a
are you
fair
trying
deal.
to take this ship with you? Are you trying to get
No,
real estate in the Feywilds?
I just want his head. That's it. I think
It's
that's a
a,
legitimate request.
It's a buyer's market.
Yeah. Either buy or you lose.
She's bullish on prospector heads.
Exactly. I mean, do you know how much they sell for? Nothing. But
literally
still, at one point.
Well,
It's like Pokemon cards.
I
you know?
understand. I understand exactly where you're coming from.
See, thank you. See, the human understands me, but the elf, of course not. So sad when humans.
The other
Child
human,
humans.
I think you mean.
Oh, he's a human. I can't tell you guys apart. I'm so sorry. I always think humans are elves. Elves are humans. Lizards are dragons. All the same.
My God,
I swear to
so
God, I
racist.
almost put a racist joke in there.
Let's not.
Yeah, exactly. Of course.
so either way, it looks like we're heading back to the crater. Why don't we do that?
Yes.
Sounds good to me.
Let's keep going.
All right, so you guys head back to the crater, and it's going to take you probably a good, I would say, 12 hours to get there, as you try to skirt south of these dead trees up here by the ruined Fey village, and then to the south of the hills where there's not like a clear path. But you finally hit the path again, and you come across the crater, and you probably skirt to the south of the crater, and you are going to come up to about right here. Hold on, it's not letting me ping. Oh, because I'm on the. It's not letting me ping because I'm not on the right thing. So you get to about right here, and everybody give me a perception check.
22.
4.
8.
A lucky 13.
Passive 16.
Okay, so Alexander and Luna, you are going to notice a body over here to the entrance of this path over here, and probably 20 feet from the crater.
Okay, so good news, bad news. Good news, we don't have to do a whole lot of work. Bad news, because somebody already killed him, Vic. I think, probably. There's a body.
Oh man, that's not fair.
Life isn't fair. Sometimes other people steal your kills.
You don't know that it's Prospector Bill. You're too far
That's
away.
my
at this point.
frag. If you never played Counter-Strike, man.
I mean, is it even Prospector Bill? I can't tell from here.
You're probably a good, at this point, probably 100 yards away from it. You can tell it's a body, but you don't know if
I'll
it's
go for it.
I'm just guessing. I mean, who else would be out here? But still, we should go check it out.
Alright, so we'll leave the cart here and we'll all go check it out. Agreed?
Okay.
Yep.
Alright.
All right, so as you get closer, you notice that it's the same ragged clothes that Prospector Bill was wearing before. As you come up upon the body, his hat has been basically crushed down in to his skull. Whatever killed him just smashed him. Like, it seems like just like one blow from like this mighty maul that crushed into his head, like almost down into his shoulders, and he's sitting in a pool of blood. Give me a medicine check, anybody who's looking.
Yep, 1 second.
9. Looks like he
7.
thanked too hard.
17.
15.
He was thinking real hard, and his head exploded inward.
I'm like, fuck's sake. Gonna try and Oh, 1. That's so fitting. Whoopsie, my sword slipped. I was trying to revive him, I swear.
Looks like
I just tripped and fell in his throat. Whoops.
Looks like
That's an accident.
Looks like he had a fever.
You?
For more cowbell. Right to the back of the head.
So Juliet and Hannah, it looks like whatever killed him was like some sort of large blunt object that basically just caved his skull in, and he is surrounded in a pool of blood. But looking at how old this blood is, you think it's probably not more than maybe half a day that he was killed.
I think we should get out of here before whatever killed him kills us.
Objects falling from the sky.
Give me a perception check.
Alunodas looks up.
25.
So, Luno, you notice that his cart's not here. And the last time you saw him,
not here.
He was,
Yep,
he brought
somebody robbed this guy.
Yeah, so,
Vic, where were you while we were sleeping last night?
Okay,
Please let the DM finish. Please let the DM finish. Just...
So, you look around, the cart's not there, which you think is strange, and then you are going to see, like, this, like, large, probably, maybe, a foot and a half by, like, or not a foot and a half, probably about 2 feet by a foot, like, footprint, that's kind of like this weird shape, that is in this pool of blood, and then you see tracks leading back along this path up here to the northwest. You're also going to see some tracks of the cart, or a cart, that are moving in the same direction. But the tracks are not hard to follow, because they're like, whatever this was super heavy.
Look, he got killed by a giant.
I mean, that's fitting.
I mean, are there giants in the Feywild?
Talia's gonna look around nervously and just say, "We should leave."
Are there giants in the Feywild?
Yeah, you don't really know, but give me a survival check.
Just want to, Kevin, you become like a Wild West narrator for a second.
Got something stuck in my throat.
No, but that was cool.
Alunodas, you have not heard of, like, giants, like, wearing shoes. This track doesn't look necessarily like a shoe, but it definitely doesn't look like a footprint with, like, distinct heel or toe marks.
Something wearing really big shoes.
Okay,
It was a clown.
Like,
A giant clown. Are there giant clowns in the Feywild?
You don't know.
I don't think we want to find out. Talia is right. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Do you want a giant skull, though?
Not that badly.
Oh, wow. Alright. Somebody's scared from heights, I guess.
A lot of people are scared of clowns. It's a thing.
Yeah,
That is true.
clowns are creepy. I would like a clown skull.
Oh, see, you might get a giant clown skull, though.
Pass.
Maybe we should stop clowning around and get the hell out of this Feywild.
Agreed. Let's get foe.
Wow.
We just got
All right, let's go southwest.
Hold on, let me go get the cart. Okay, so you are going southwest to, I guess, here?
Yep.
And you are going to see the path turn south. Man, they don't make this polygon reveal easy.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's easy.
So you turn south, and after about an hour or so, you are going to see this clear out, And you've got trees to your east, and then you're going to see a path that goes along this chasm to the east. And then you're also going to see this riverbed continue south to the west of the chasm where it ends.
Hey, let's keep going south.
Okay, so
Are you sure? We can always go, across sideways to the cliff. Might be more direct.
Going south might also make us avoid the chasm altogether.
Okay.
all right, so you continue south, and you're going to find a path that's probably about 20 feet wide that is going to take you up into a tree line to the south here. Within probably 50 feet, if you scout ahead, you were going to find the path that you were originally on, but it's going to take you some effort to try to get the cart through the tree line here.
Okay.
But it's just going to take you longer, but you can do it.
Okay, yeah. I guess we're gonna do that. Vic and I use our swords to chop down trees and screw it. Just
Making like lightsaber noises. Out of context, like no idea what they even are.
So it's going to dump you out by that same marker that you saw earlier where there was a fork in the road. But I'm guessing you just want to
Got
continue
everybody.
south.
There's a fork there.
yeah, we're just going south.
Yeah. Back
Okay.
to the pond.
So at this point, you've been traveling. It's probably been maybe 16 hours since you rested.
Damn. All right.
So I don't know if you want to take
break.
another long rest here before you enter the prime material.
Yep.
Okay. So anybody want to do anything for their long rest?
I'm gonna go try to teach Abith how to like, how like spiders die, they crawl. I'm gonna teach him like feign dead, but like a spider does it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Talia is down to help with that.
Give me a animal handling check with advantage since Talia is helping.
Yes. I mean, no, because I have no advantage. But I mean, I have no pluses. But just I got advantage. Oh boy, that's not good. Let's try. Talia, please. 14. Okay.
So after probably about an hour and a half, you're getting to the point where you're getting bored with this, and then Abbott finally starts to get it.
Oh, thank goodness, Abith. I knew you had more than a mongrel skull in there. It's goodbye.
All right, so that's done. And anybody else want to do anything?
Not I.
Do you want to have
Okay.
a conversation about what's next after you get out of the Feywild, since you've got some time to discuss here before you re-enter the prime material and don't know what's on the other side?
That's an excellent idea. What are we doing next, guys? Talia says as she plays with her boots, clicking the heels together and all that fun stuff.
Well, I was hoping we could go back to Kala so I can check on my family.
I'm gonna invest in sunglasses.
The big hat.
Yep.
So, how long have we been in the Feywild so far, Kevin?
As far
Yes.
as as far as your perception of time goes, which really the only thing you have to base your perception on time is how tired you feel. So you guys have just been resting, when you feel like, this normally seems like the time you should be sleeping. So even then, biological rhythms are kind of out of whack since you've been here, but you would probably estimate you may have been in here for maybe 4 days.
Okay. So they probably have figured, depending on how the time is back in the regular world, the people might already know that we've already done this whole thing, but time might be a lot faster over here than over there. So that's probably why they haven't sent anybody in.
That
Or it might be a lot slower. Maybe it's been 20 years and they've forgotten all about us.
I don't think we're that lucky.
Don't jinx it. Come on.
You were saying something, Kevin?
I said that you know of. You haven't ran into anybody.
Hey Kevin, gosh darn it. Hey Kevin, can we get the map of
Sulel?
Yes, Sulel. I have a difficult time pronouncing that word, and I don't even know why.
Suel. Okay, you're currently up here below Feywild.
And you want to go back down to Kala.
It'd be quick enough to just catch a boat if we could get to a decent-sized town there on the water. Which I think would be easy enough. We hop out the Feywild and just go south back to the place where we won the hand-egg game. They like us there.
You want to go back to Feywild?
No.
Well, we are going to
not go
come
back to
out of the
Feywild.
Feywild. We'll be in the Feywild. Not the city, just the region.
Oh.
Yeah, you'll be south of it. Let me bring up the map of that region.
Enhance.
Like imagining those like CSI shows when you enhance the picture a billion times closer.
Enhance.
That's exactly what just happened.
All right, so this
we can
is
head
where
back down to Lulland, then maybe down to Pirn.
you would also know from this area, Luno, that you would be able to hire a boat maybe in Hetz or Estermead to the north.
We'd have to get across the bigger river to get to those places.
It's true.
Even though we can't see them.
We can just hold on to Vic while she uses her swim speed.
I mean, that's true.
What if
I can
we
breathe.
came up this way so that we went the opposite direction of Feywild?
I mean, you would also know that you could probably hire a small boat in Woodbine.
That's probably our best bet.
It seems pretty good.
Alright, so out the Feywild and up to Woodbine?
I think that's a good idea. Should someone put on that ring of disguise self and then pretend to be like Prospector Bill or something and go out?
Does Prospector Bill ever leave the Feywild?
If you remember, it kind of sounded like he wasn't really hip to leaving.
I'll just use an example. We could probably do anybody. Somebody that's not us.
I'll never do that, Elf. That's what you're hinting at.
I will be a dwarf.
What?
I'm going to disguise myself as a dwarf with the ring.
Brilliant.
Now we're
Alright.
talking.
Hello, my name is Jacques. I am a dwarf.
Alright, so the plan is to get to Woodbine after getting back to the prime material. What are you doing after that?
We can take one of two paths. We can either go to Kala, or we can go to Luscane and then to Kala. What are your thoughts?
Luscane's a different kingdom, so it might be better to try and get directly to Kala, rather than cross overland from a hostile foreign power.
You would remember that currently there's like some weirdness going on between Kala and Luscane, even though they're not exactly enemies or rivals. When
You
Juliet
did invade them a little bit.
Juliet would remember that you were not to be associated with Kala when you entered the country of Luscane.
You committed a minor act of
have-
invasion.
I still have my papers for the alter identity that they gave me.
Oh.
So I've been
We
holding
can
on to
also-
those for a while.
We could
But-
also try to hire a boat to get us to, like, Mid-Isle or Silverleaf, and then just buy a boat of our own and hire a crew.
You really want to spend money?
I feel like I have a lot of money that I could probably spend.
Coming from a guy who spent how much gold to build a temple to a false god?
Yeah, but that's me.
Plus, Talia is thinking about herself wearing, like, a captain's hat. Captain
She's
Morgan.
gonna put on an eye patch, start calling herself Pirate Captain something or other.
Yeah, you
Captain
can be
Talia.
twice as piratey if you wear 2 eye patches.
But it is a thought, like, legitimately, it is a thought that we could actually just hire a boat, or buy a boat and hire, like, someone who can get us down to Kala and just take that waterway, like this, hold on. Like this waterway, that's the big one right here.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Okay, we can do that, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Give me a, I guess,
I mean, if people are selling boats, they're not
intelligence
exactly
check,
common.
maybe?
Who?
Anybody as you're talking about buying a boat.
Talia's got this.
What?
3. Yeah, we can buy a
21.
boat. I want boat.
This is something Talia, when she was a kid, would hang out by the docks in Carnley.
Then
So
we can go
that's
to
why
Disney
she knows this
World.
much.
Disney World.
Growing up by the docks, you think a boat of the size that you would need and a crew to man it, since none of you know anything about sailing, you think that this would probably cost you anywhere from maybe 9,000 to 12,000 gold pieces.
So Talia just crushed her own dream.
Yeah. I forgot we have horses and shit. I guess we could sell the horses
Mm-hmm.
and the cart, but not the dog.
You can turn the cart into a boat.
Caulk the
Sounds like a
wagon.
terrible idea. We will not caulk the wagon down that major waterway.
I'm slowly trying to make Abath into a spider dog.
Oh, that reminded me. I keep forgetting to ask Kevin. While we're sitting here at the short rest talking, Talia's just going to randomly take out her old armor that she, from, like, you know how she switched to the mithril? She's going to take out the leather armor and try to get it onto Abbott and see what happens.
Okay.
Just for fun, because it is magic armor. It is leather armor +1. And I don't know how that works with animals, so Talia's just going to mess around and be like, I wonder if I can tailor this so that Abbott gets some leather armor.
Okay, it would be much the same as putting like a large or like a leather coat on a dog that just doesn't fit right.
But it looks adorable.
It does look adorable, but you don't think this would give this dog any protection whatsoever, and would actually probably hurt because his
Also,
agility.
I don't think it would be loose on Abbott if it could fit on Talia. I think it would be kind of small.
They probably would weigh about the same amount at this point. But
No, Abbott probably weighs about twice what Talia weighs at this point. Talia's about 68 pounds. Abbott, we've decided, is like a 7-month-old Mastiff puppy.
Oh, it's a mastiff. Yeah, obviously it's gonna be bigger.
okay, so still it doesn't fit.
I wasn't sure because, you know, magic armor changes to fit whoever's wearing it, but I wasn't sure if it would work on animals.
She can tie it onto his back.
Right, but
It's a
And
magic
it'll
dog
be
though.
like he's...
Mm-hmm. It's
well,
a magic dog.
the previous armor you had wasn't magical.
It
That
was +1/+1 initiative.
That's what Alexander's wearing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what he was wearing now, or that's what he is wearing. No, he had leather armor +2 with guidance for 1 day. I had leather armor +1 with +1 initiative, except now I have
mithril.
mithril.
okay.
So I took off the
do
leather
see-
armor.
I do see a problem here. Even if the
Only one?
leather armor does fit abbot. It's going to reduce his speed by 10 feet because he is not proficient in light armor.
Exactly. He is not
That
a
is
character.
a huge penalty.
And characters don't, or non-characters don't get proficiencies in armor or weapons.
Gotcha. I wasn't sure how it worked. Anyway, either way, Talia's still going to do that because she's just messing around. And she's going to weigh in that I don't know if we should go to major city right now. Like, that sounds like a really dangerous idea. I think we should try to... Although I understand, like, you see your family, like, I'm not sure if being in a major city is a good idea. That's
no
my
way
only
it would
concern.
be dangerous. Jacques has no problem going into any city.
Talia. Family is everything.
Hey, we must protect the clan.
I guess I don't have that much of an attachment to family.
That's because you
Okay,
have never had
that's fair.
family before. You will now, soon, with us. We are family now. This our family is your family. It is concatenative. Jacques McSweeney's successor. I am Jacques McSweeney of the clan McSweeney.
Jesus.
So, where would you suggest we go? Or if anyone else has any suggestions?
Are you really gonna leave your family behind so quickly?
We have
going
information
anywhere.
on where the pieces of the egg are, right? Like, that was what we
We
were
have the
tasked
map,
with, not getting the
Which
phase.
is not really a map. Well, we need
Like,
the
we
pieces
should-
and the egg.
We should try to get the pieces. Not like the boots of Feydale. Like those pieces, but like the egg pieces or something. I don't know. I think that we should try to stay on task, not go to Kala. Unless we're going past Kala, then I guess we can all disguise ourselves and check on your family.
And Nifron's going to speak up and say, well, Kala is about the only lead we have to the pieces right now.
Oh, well then yeah, let's go to Kala.
We are going
Yes.
to Calais. It is settled.
Alright, so I think the plan is we're gonna go to... I forget the name of the town already because it's not even on the map. We're gonna head south via boat all the way
Woodbine.
down to... Where are we gonna stop? Are we gonna stop at Hedgedale and then walk the rest of the way to Kala, or are we gonna stop in Luscane and then try and cross the border into Kala?
Or we could go by the main waterway, just straight to Kala.
I thought that was like a bajillion...
Only if we
Gold
bought
pieces.
our own boat and hired a crew.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Talia doesn't get to be her pirate captain yet, but she's actually, I mean, if we will like the $9,000, the gold range, she's halfway there. That's her new goal now, is to steal enough and get enough money to...
We'll plan a heist in Kala. It's not a huge city, but there's docks and warehouses. We could probably, steal 1,000 gold, maybe. We could burn the city down, steal everything.
Or you could just steal a boat.
We could
Steal
steal
a
a
boat.
boat, but then we have to hire a crew because we don't know how to boat things.
Jacques is confident he could just sail a boat by himself. He is a dwarf. Dwarves are good at that.
Oh, we got a
You
new
were
party
really
member, I
like
see.
really buying into the character.
I am method as fuck.
All right. So the plan is you're leaving the Feywild, you're getting on, or you're making your way to Woodbine, and then you're getting on a boat and going to Kala directly.
We're gonna try, I think our goal is to get as far south as we can on a boat from there. Like, I think we're gonna try to take the main waterway here, because I think that the best path would be to follow this coast, even if we're not on a boat, to get to Kala, rather than going through Luscane and trying to cross the border that way.
Okay.
That's just,
so
like,
we'll
even if
go
it means
that
going
way,
to Dern.
Are we going straight to Kala, or are we going to stop off at like Property Island or Lightdale and then go to Kala? I think that's what Kevin's asking.
Oh, I think we should stop at, like, Dern or Property Island or something like that. Like, somewhere where we can sell things and not have to worry about... Like, we need to stop somewhere before we get to Kala, so that we can
Why?
get everything in order and maybe stash horses and stuff like that before we go to Kala.
We need to get dog food. Let's be honest here.
Dogs will eat anything. Let's be honest about that. Dogs eat cat poop. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
But
Okay,
why
so
do we
you-
need to stop before we get to Kala? Why not just sail directly into Kala?
I guess, okay, well then let's go directly into Kala, but we have to... I was just thinking that if we go stop somewhere before we get to Kala, then it'll give us time to let that crew go before we go to Kala, so that they're not like, why are you disguising yourself on the way? Because we're not going to be able to walk into Kala looking like us. Juliet's going to be noticed immediately, arrested, and probably hanged. So we're going to need to disguise ourselves. And if we
That
do
is an
that
excellent
by stopping somewhere, letting the crew go that took us in, and then walking the rest of the way, then we can disguise ourselves without raising a bunch of suspicion from...
You make an excellent point. Not everyone is shocked.
Also, you would know that Shane would be recognized in Kala as well. Or
Right,
Alexander
because
would.
Shane also did that. Or Alexander totally worked there too. Yep.
Nope, Shane would be recognized. They're very good about that sort of thing.
I'd be recognized.
I mean,
Shame.
we could just have one of us stay like at the hotel or something so that nobody notices, and the other one just wear the disguised self ring.
You guys also have spells. We can make it work.
All right. So that sounds like a plan. You rest up for about 8 hours or so. You make your way back to the pool. You're not seeing any sort of nymph or anything that was here that attacked you before.
Do we see any like footprints and stuff coming out of the pond?
Give me a perception check. Or actually, no, make that a... Well, perception's fine.
We had a taser, huh?
Crit! So you look and you are not seeing like fresh tracks that have come out of this pond. You are still seeing, however, tracks that appear to be yours and your cart.
Okay. Let's go into that there pond. Keep an eye out for... You saying something, Kevin?
Give me an animal handling check as you guys try to get the horses back down into this pond.
Let us go, Buttercup. We have much to do.
Can I help him?
I don't think he needs it.
Oh, okay then. I was gonna be like, soft little spider. You know?
Alunodas has no trouble getting Buttercup and the cart back down into the pond. Talia, you're going to have a little bit of trouble, but you'll eventually get your horse down into the pond, down to the bottom of the pool. Everybody else, give me animal handling checks.
Did Abbott also go in like that, or was he on the cart?
He would have been on the cart.
My
The double seven.
Ball of fangs.
Yeah, my soft
Happy
spider.
Spider, fluffy
John,
spider.
you are not the bard.
Didn't work.
Stop right now. Done. You're fucking done. Let's listen to the rolls.
Oh my goodness. But my song did work anyway, I got a 2.
Yeah, Juliet, you don't have any trouble. Vic, you don't really have a
Can't
horse.
you
You
just
have the
unsummon?
warg. Yeah, so you could unsummon the warg and just go into the pool yourself. But Alexander, you are having a lot of trouble getting your horse down into this pond with a 7. Is there something, any tricks or any skills that you think you may have to be able to help coax this animal down into the pond?
Let me check.
Cast Charm Person on it.
Oh,
Stab
I
it
know
with
what
your
I can
sword.
do, guys. I will cast Polymorph on my horse to turn him into a rat.
It's just
Now it's a
good.
panicked rat that you're trying to cold.
Yeah, just hold on to him. I mean, it's just a little nip or two. I can
Have you
bring
ever
him on
held
the
a
other
panicked
side.
rat?
I mean, he
Have
had a lot
you?
of gloves, I guess.
Yes, I have held a panicked rat, and it is painful.
Yeah, but he has like
For
flatter
everyone
gloves.
Okay,
Turn
so,
it into a tribble.
so you scoop up the rat and put it into your coat, and then wade down into the pond, and everybody goes through the pond, and it's still like what you ran into last time. This weirdness of like your world being flipped upside down as you pass through this gate at the bottom of the
Fresh
pond.
Prince of Bel-Air.
And you swim up to the top and stand by.
Transported to the combat map.
Jacques is standing by. Jacques is ready for anything. By the way, was it the giant we were going to fight?
You don't know. You also don't know.
Never will know.
You also don't know those other numbers that we're missing. So, you appear out on the other side of this pond, and you look around, and you are still going to see the bodies of the slain elves that you laid waste to outside of this waterfall inside their encampment.
How old does it look like these bodies are? Can I make a medicine check and check that?
Yeah, give me a medicine check.
Dr. Jules, medicine lizard.
Frontier medicine lizard. So 15. Looking at these bodies and the pools of blood that they're lying in, they don't appear to be really coagulated. You would think that these bodies have not been dead for probably more than 6 or 7 hours.
Wow.
Wow, we are in luck. Looks like time goes a lot slower in there for us.
The mistress, she is on our side.
Let's get foe.
I have to say though,
we must get foe.
did you notice that everybody is now referring to Juliet as a lizard instead of a Dragonborn?
It's so
It's-
fetch.
Jacques follows the
insulting.
crowd.
Also, you will remember in your haste, these bodies are largely unspoiled because that's when Vic showed up, and you guys basically went into the Feywild immediately after.
Oh yeah, we could loot them.
Yes, let us loot their corpses.
All right, John.
I'm going to keep this up.
Louis
I'm
Jean-Pierre.
Jean-Jacques McSweeney of the Clan McSweeney.
So who is searching this camp? Everybody?
I think everybody's searching, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody give me an investigation check.
A 9.
11.
4.
7.
I gotta bring it home now.
Wow.
I have
We're
minus
counting
1.
on you, Vic.
Minus 1.
That's a mistake.
Oh, wow. Faith misplaced. So with the highest, which was an 11, Alexander, you go searching through here, and for the most part, you
Actually,
were...
can we all just help Alexander and Talia so we get 25 and 21?
No.
We're working together. It's
You all said you were all searching. You didn't say you were helping somebody.
Yep.
All right, so what you're going to find here is you're going to find 2 sets of full plate armor on 2 of these elven knights. You're going to find various long swords that appear to be finely made, probably 6 or 7 daggers. You are going to find a robe that is on this wizard that appears to be bloodied with some holes in some places, but you think that could probably be mended. Between them, as you rifle through their pockets, altogether, we'll just say you're going to find 654 gold pieces. You're going to find 5 gems worth a total of 150 gold pieces. You're going to find a bunch of supplies in these two huts over here that appear to be fairly basic, like oats and grains, some
I take the oats
fish,
and grains.
fish that appear to be freshly, well, not freshly caught, but not caught too far along ago. Appear to be trout that was brought out of the stream. You're going to find stuff like shovels and pickaxes and nails and ropes that look like they were used to help construct the palisades here. And that is about it.
Okay, so let's take the plate armor. That's worth a lot. The long swords and daggers, I'm not sure we entirely need. That's kind of extra weight in comparison to the value of plate.
I'll take the daggers.
All right.
I'll start drying the fish.
Drying the fish? They're practically fresh. We're eating them right now.
Okay, you can eat the fish. Fine, I'm not cooking it.
That is gonna rub my belly a bit.
But I am taking the oats and barley.
Oh, I forgot. You're also gonna. This wizard also had a staff.
Is any of this magical?
Give me a detect magic.
I will cast detect magic if I can find it on my sheet.
You don't have to bring that up. The robe and the staff that the mage was wearing was magical. There's also one of the daggers is magical.
Nice.
All right, so we are out of the Feywild and back into the Prime, and we are running right at about 1:10, so I think that is probably a pretty good place to end it right there.
Quick question. What time of day is it?
It is the time of day of which you left, which would be probably about 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
Okay.
Actually, no, I take that back. That is wrong. Because it was
several hours at best.
Yeah, several hours after they were killed. So at this point, it would be probably around midnight.
Okay.
10 p.m.
Just about supper time.
Cool. Anyone have any last words before we end the stream?
Bubble nuts.
All right, we'll do
aren't we past 100 episodes now?
Actually, yes. This is our 101st episode.
Yay!
That's awesome.
I forgot to make a big deal about that, so yeah.
I forgot until just now, which is terrible of me because I meant to make say something about it. But
I can do a terrible cover of "We Are the Champions."
No. But we appreciate the enthusiasm. But yeah, so 100 episodes. That's awesome.
Who would have thought?
We are the champions, my friends.
Which I thought 100 episodes would probably firmly place us about halfway through this campaign, but not so much.
Are we at least a quarter of the way?
I would say you are probably...
We have found 2 of the items, or 3. 3 of the items.
We found... Well, you guys found the
ring,
the
belt,
ring.
and boots.
Yeah, we found the belt.
We found one piece of the map.
Else too?
We also found the amulet.
Yeah, we found the amulet too.
So 4 out of 9, one piece of the map.
4 out of 12.
12.
One piece of the map.
Oh God, this is amazing. I'm excited. So,
This is cool. So we're maybe a fifth of the way through. Maybe.
Yep, there's 12 artifacts. So you found a...
For some reason I thought there were 9.
Nope. So you found a third of them so far. Plus there's 3 more pieces of that map to find the egg out there.
Alright, so next time on Dungeons and Debacles podcast.
Well, I know next time...
get a boat.
Sorry.
And I have to work on Jacques' backstory.
Let me just say, at
Characters
this
for
time, we will still be streaming, or at least I will, to do a behind the roll, or whatever we called that series. So if anyone wants to come, you're certainly welcome to. Anna, I actually want to find a day that we can stream and include you, because I know you have a lot of insight to provide, and so we could discuss that later. But we'll still be streaming, or at least I will be at the normal time, viewers.
Yep.
All right, that sounds good. I will see you next Sunday then, Blake, at 1:30 or 2 o'clock.
Sounds good.
All right, so everybody
See
be
you,
watching
Twitch.
out for that on Twitch.
I will. Yeah, I'll watch. I'm excited to see what you guys talk about.
All right. That's it for the stream. Thanks for watching, everybody.
All right, thanks everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Soft spider, warm
And we are-
spider, little ball of legs.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Dungeons and Debacles podcast. If I could ask a halfling-sized favor, give us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. It's the best way to support us. New episodes come out every Monday, so make sure to check your podcast app. Do you have an idea to make the podcast better? Tell us about it on Twitter or Facebook. You can also check out our website to see all the maps, lore, and characters at dungeonsanddebacklespodcast.com. And now a word from our fantasy sponsor. Howdy, folks. I'm Gerg of Gerg's Barbecue and Crematorium, and I'd like to take a minute to address some of the slander about my business. We have some of the finest slow-cooked barbecue in the Plains Nation, and yes, we offer all hours crematorium services, but never the twain shall meet. Rest assured that your delicious combo platter of pulled pork and mutton never touched the remains of someone's loved one. Death comes for us all, and at all hours, and we answer the call. But that doesn't mean you could be eating a person. You have my word, we keep it separate. So if you have a hunger in your belly or sadness in your soul for the loss of a loved one, we can help. Gerg's Barbecue and Crematorium. We're always open. The music you heard on this episode was Enchanted Journey, Teller of the Tales, and Lost Time by Kevin MacLeod and Incompetech.com. Licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0 license. CreativeCommons.org/licenses/by/3.0.